YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to Mo's Knows. I am your host, Mose. Today, we have another episode of our checkup series where we check in with all 32 teams across the NFL as we get prepared for week 1 of the 2021 NFL season. Today, we head to the Mile High City and we're going to check in with the Denver Broncos. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. Let's start with some of the key players that they lost. Right tackle Jawan James. I spoke about this previously. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I think how the Broncos treated him was foul. Yes, he got a major injury that could have been season ending. It may still be season ending, but he got the injury while working out, while preparing and then getting his body ready for the upcoming NFL season. I believe he opted out of 2020. So sitting out a year, he wanted to make sure that he was doing everything that he could so to be back for this season. It wasn't like he was, playing a random game of pickup basketball, or he went snowboarding or, skiing down the slope somewhere. He was training and getting his body ready for the NFL season and had an unfortunate injury. And the way the Broncos treated him and was trying to take money away from him, I thought that they did him really, really foul. Defensive tackle Jarrell Casey, another loss. Running back Philip Lindsay, cornerback AJ Boye, and defensive end DeMarcus Walker. Some solid names on that loss list. So let's see if they were able to replace those with some key additions. Let's take a look. We have corner Kyle Fuller coming over from Chicago. So he trades in one navy blue and orange for another navy blue and orange. We have quarterback Pat Surtain, the second draft pick that they selected out of Alabama. Cornerback Ronald Darby coming over from Washington football team. Do you see a pattern here? There was clearly a position that they felt like they needed to address. I wonder what position that is. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater coming over from Carolina after they traded for Sam Darnold. And then right tackle Bobby Massey also coming over from Chicago. Who they lost, who they added. I would say it's about even. Kyle Fuller's a really good corner. Pat Surtain been showing out this training camp in preseason. We'll talk about Teddy Bridgewater in a minute. So yeah, compared to who they lost, I think they did a decent job. And again, those are just a few names. So let's take a look at starting offense for this Denver Broncos. The aforementioned Teddy Bridgewater, he has won the starting quarterback job. I would have liked to see this job go to Drew Lock. I feel like Drew Lock played well during the preseason, but I'm guessing he didn't do enough to overtake Teddy Bridgewater. I think Drew Lock has all the tools. I think Denver doesn't have a good offensive system that can highlight what he does. For that fact, I don't think Teddy's going to be that much more effective either. I think the problem in Denver has more to do with scheme and who's coaching offense than the players. Because if I'm looking at this team is set up really good. Garrett Bowles, Dalton Reisner on your left side at left tackle, left guard, respectively. I think those are two solid offensive linemen. Lloyd Cushenberry, the third, sliding in at the center position. Graham Glasgow at right guard, Bobby Massey at right tackle. Not the best offensive line, but I think this offensive line is serviceable and can do well. And if the offense is moving and flowing, then that only helps that offensive line. If you look at their weapons, we have Melvin Gordon as starting running back. Now, I do think their draft pick, Javonte Williams, is nipping at his heels a bit. But I think in the beginning of the season, they're going to start with the veteran. Noah Fant, uber athletic at the tight end position. He's starting to come into his own as well. And if you look at the receivers, Cortland Sutton coming back from injury, but he's a solid receiver. You know Jerry Jeudy's going to come and he's going to work. And you got the burner KJ Hamler in the slot. I think if you give this team to a good offensive mind, if you give this team to a Kyle Shanahan, if you give this team to a Andy Reid, if you give this team to a Sean Payton, a Josh McDaniels, I think this offense is really, really good and has the potential to be really good and to at least give you enough points to where you're contending and you're winning a good amount of games. So I think the problem is more scheme and who's coaching than it is the players, because this Denver offense has a lot of good players. Let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball. Defense, not that bad either. I'll be honest with you. Defense. I did it again. I changed everybody else but this one. Come on, Mose. You slacking. You are slacking. This is not Jair Alexander. This is Kyle Fuller. I don't know why I changed everybody else but that one. Brain fart when making these graphics. This is Kyle Fuller. Opposite him, we have Ronald Darby. I think we'll start with the veterans, but Pat Surtain might be making a case to get some playing time this year. Definitely. Safeties, the veteran Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons at free safety, who they just gave a big contract to, well deserved. Up front, Jonathan Harris, Mike Purcell, and Draymond Jones manning that defensive line. And then linebackers, we have Alexander Johnson and Josie Jewell in the middle, with our bookend pass rushers, Bradley Chubb and Von Miller on the outside. If Chubb and Miller can stay healthy, I think we have a secondary with Fuller, Darby, Surtain, Simmons, and Kareem Jackson that can cover well enough to allow those pass rushers to get home. And I think the pass rushers will be able to provide enough pressure where the secondary may not have to cover for that long. You'll hear it from a lot of analysts. My OG, who you've seen on the channel before, always preaches pass rush helps coverage, but coverage helps pass rush. It is a mutually beneficial relationship. It is a relationship that is built on reciprocity. You help me, I help you. Pass rush helps coverage, coverage helps pass rush. And I think we have the talent in the secondary to cover, but we also have the talent up front to rush the passer. If everybody can stay healthy, I think this Denver defense will be giving the ball back to the Denver offense, which I think could lead to more points and then winning games. They're in a tough division. You got to see the Chiefs twice a year. You already know that's going to be a dogfight. The Chargers, with my young boy Justin Herbert, they're going to be a tough out as well. The Raiders, my wife is a Raiders fan, so every chance I get to talk some trash about the Raiders, I'm going to do it. And we just played them in the preseason, my 49ers, and we smacked them 34-10. So she heard all about it. So Raiders is pulling up the rear in that division. But the Broncos, they're set up really nice to do well. With the added playoff spot, 7 instead of 6. I think it's going to be tough in the AFC. When you look at the teams across the AFC and the amount of good teams that are on the AFC side, it may be tough. But I think the Broncos have a chance, if healthy, to be able to fight for one of those wild card spots. So we'll have to see what they're able to do. And if Teddy Bridgewater can be consistent at the quarterback position to help this team win games. That's going to do it. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Checkup with the Denver Broncos. Broncos fans, tap in with me in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about your team. Let me know how you're feeling about your starting lineups and moving forward, heading into week 1. Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Are you somewhere in between? Let me know. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to get connected with me on social media, I will link all of those accounts in the description below. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever your preferred preference is, hit me up. Always willing to interact with you guys at any time. Doesn't matter. Let's talk football. Thank you for your time and attention. I greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps you get to curate the content around the things that you like to see. And since you're here, thank you so much for being here. It does my heart joy to see you guys watching these videos and being involved with the content. I love it. I appreciate it. So now, if you aren't already, you have an opportunity to join the family. You have an opportunity to become a know-it-all. And once you're family, you're family. We love you. There's nothing you can do about it. So do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Join the family. Be a part of the tribe. And then take another 2 seconds and hit that bell icon so that you, yes, you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mo's Knows. Love and appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next episode, right? When the next episode comes out, since you've already done all that stuff, you should be there, right? I know you will. I'm going to see you. I'm so confident that you will be there. I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you in the next episode. Y'all be easy.